Hi everybody, my name is Alex and I'm here to bring you my July wrap-up. Now many of you know that this month San Diego Comic-Con was a big deal and I got to go. In preparation for Comic-Con, I ended up rereading some of the comics that I love and reading some new ones that I've been putting off for ages. There's one storyline that I've been very particular and purposeful in my procrastination because I don't want to read it, because if I don't read it, the stuff hasn't happened. That's how the world works, right? I'd like to think so. That story arc is Marvel's Civil War. I read that arc, well, some of it. I read The Road to Civil War and Civil War, and I actually also read Iron Man Civil War. The Road to Civil War and Civil War are part of the main chunk of the story. But then pretty much every Marvel character has a Civil War trade back. I actually really enjoyed the storyline. I didn't so much enjoy what happened and how the characters were interacting with each other, but I thought it was a very intriguing idea. This month I also read What Alice Forgot by Liane Moriarty, and it is a book about a woman who has an accident, falls off a bike in a gym and wakes up and has lost the last 10 years of her life. She has her accident as a 39-year-old going through a pretty messy divorce and wakes up as a 29-year-old who is madly in love with her husband and about to have her first child. So she has to make sense out of the world she's been put into, thinking that she's 29. I've always thought about what it would be to have amnesia. This book explores that idea a whole lot further than I've ever explored it in my own imagination. So it kind of puts into perspective how to treat people and how people change over time and how you deal with that. So I gave that book 3 out of 5 stars. The last book I read this month is The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz. This book is about 4 kids who are the children of the major villains in the Disney world, if you will. You have the son of Cruella de Vil, the daughter of Maleficent, the son of Jafar, and the daughter of the Evil Queen, and how they become sort of unlikely friends. They don't use the term friends because villains don't need friends. And this is the direct precursor to the movie The Descendants that is premiering on Disney Channel this weekend, I think. This book took me utterly too long to read, and it's not necessarily the book's fault. I started this last month, but I had to put it down so I could finish my book club book in time. And then I picked it up again, but then sort of put it down when I decided to read my comics for Comic-Con. After that, I think it's just too much of picking up and putting down. And it sort of felt like this month I've been sort of in a reading slump, and this book just seemed to take me forever to read. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. Now, I did listen to some books this month. The first book I listened to was Dull Bones by Holly Black, and that was really cool. It's about these 3 friends who are in middle school, I want to say 7th or 8th grade, and they play with action figures and dolls and have these sort of epic adventures. One of their characters is a pirate, and they have this queen, this porcelain doll supposedly made out of bones of children, I don't know. So they have these giant adventures in their imagination, and one day one of the girls in the group decides that they need to go on a real adventure, and it involves this mysterious queen of the dolls and the supposed ghost and or legend that surrounds her. It was a really kind of eerie but fun story about adventure in real life and in the imaginary, how to deal with growing up. It's definitely a friendship book. I really enjoyed listening to it quite a bit, so I gave Dull Bones 3 out of 5 stars. The last 3 books I listened to this month were rereads for me, and they were Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And I love me some Harry Potter, so it was great hearing these characters come to life again, and just enjoying their stories that I love so very, very much. And I love Order of the Phoenix because we introduced to Luna and a more confident Neville and Ginny, and the ball really starts to roll after Goblet of Fire. Those are all the books that I read / listened to in July. It was a pretty light month for me, and hopefully in August I will have more sort of momentum to read because I love it and I hate being in reading slumps. If you want full reviews of any of these books, you will be able to find them on my blog, which I will link in the description below. Let me know what you read in July, if you read any of these books, what you thought of them. I will see you soon with another video. Bye bye!